I'm not Zaion, so I can't speak for what exactly she thinks and she wants and she says. I want to specify one thing. It's okay and it's fine if people know who she used to be, like her past life. It's okay, honestly. But the person that she used to be cannot claim to be Zaion or have worked under Niji Sanji. So like that's just what I want to clarify, like legally. That is what can't happen. But it's okay if people know who she was, because, you know, that's just history. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's okay. I know I screw up, but it's hard to pick yourself up every time, you know? I want to, you know, emphasize that, like, Zaion definitely had no idea she wouldn't fit in with the work culture of that company. And I want to emphasize that, like, neither me nor Zaion hate corporate people or the company or any kind of corpa or anything like that. There's no hate for that. No, not at all. At the end of the day, what it was is that certain companies are going to operate out of their country and have their laws. For, you know, myself, I live in America. So if I were to join a company, it would make sense to join one that has laws set in America. It just makes sense, you know? There's a lot of different things, like we get free rights usage, things like that. You know, there's a lot of different laws in different countries. Zaion just didn't fit in the country's laws for the corporate she joined, so that's just what happens. It doesn't mean that they're all bad or anything like that. Different companies have like different laws for like music rights and usage and things like that, yeah. One thing I know that people were asking also is like, will Zaion like address things that other livers have said about like the situation or whatever like that? And the answer is no, because going back to me, I, as well as Zaion, has seen how bad harassment can be and how hard it is, right? And there are things that could be shared that might not look good for other people. And neither Zaion nor me want to hurt other people. That is not the goal. It doesn't matter what we've been through. It doesn't matter, you know, like it's been really hard. It's been really sad, and it should not go to other people. So I know people want, I know people want to know exactly what happened, and neither me nor her will say that. Sorry. It's not worth it. And personally, I care a lot about the truth. I know that sounds really stupid, but I care a lot about honesty. I care a lot about truth. Like, you guys can tell from Zaion too. Zaion just said everything she thought, like exactly the way that she believed, right? Like whether it was smart or not, or whether it was allowed or good or not. And I'm an honest bitch, and I'm kind of stupidly honest, and it's not good. But point is though, both Zaion and me value, like, you know, honesty. But there are some things that, like, especially in the document too, like there are some things that you know, that she probably couldn't put in there because they weren't addressed in the termination itself. Like there were things that like had to do with why she got suspended, for example. But those weren't in there, right? So obviously she's not going to talk about them just because there's more. There are a lot of things, like I know people were concerned about like lawyers stuff, legal stuff. Obviously, there was a lot. And the reason it took her so long to try to like put any of this out there was because it was a lot to go through. And there was a lot of like, what do you call it? Like legal rights that Zaion she did her best to respect. And it wasn't like there was no goal of like, let's break all these, you know, let's break all these rules. No, that's not the goal, right? So when you think about it, it's the goal of saying what happened as much as you can, but doing your best also to respect as many legal boundaries as you can. So that was the goal. And it's just very hard to, you know, try to balance all of that. Am I going to talk about like, you know, the gaslighting and things like that? I'm not, because it's a hard topic, and it has more to do with like mental illness, okay? And when I say that, it's okay. So I used to have a friend, okay, and she was one of my best friends. Like we were friends since middle school, and she married somebody who abused her, like mentally. Like he used to be really mean to her. He used to do really horrible things to her, to the point where she had to run to me, like, and stay over at my home, you know, like stay away from him sometimes. And I told her that, like, you know, I didn't like him, that like I did not like how he treated her, but she kept telling me that he had depression, you know, that he had mental illnesses, of course. And whenever he did bad things to her, he would say that he blamed it on mental illness. And I don't like that. So that's why neither myself nor Zaion, we don't talk about like our, you know, clinical depression or things like that, because there's a difference between saying that you have an illness or that saying like you have it's not the same. But like saying you have a cold or saying you have an illness at this time, right? And it's something you'll struggle with for a very long time. There's a difference between that and making it your personality, making it who you are. I am not interested in making it who I am, and she's not interested in making it who she is. And that's why it's not an excuse. I'm saying that because those are the two different sides here, right? So it's very understandable that people can feel gaslit by other people saying, hey, I have a problem. I struggle a lot with it. Here's how bad it is for me. Here's how much I'm trying to get help. And sometimes, especially, it sounds bad too when you're asking that person for help. Like if you're telling a friend that you trust a lot that you need help with it, it will feel like they're pressured to helping you, because if they don't, you know, the repercussions are, oh my god, they might actually do something bad to themselves, or they might actually like hurt themselves or whatever, right? And people can feel gaslit by that, and that's why it's understandable. That's all I'm saying. I understand both sides. It's just a really difficult topic, so that's my take on it. Is Zaion still close with anyone from Niji? Maybe she is. But for those people's sake, she is not going to share that. I hope to have many more fun times with you guys. Thank you guys so much for, you know, all your kind words. And from Zaion's side, she did feel incredibly sorry to all of you guys for the roller coaster of everything, the struggle of how rough everything was. You know, it was definitely like a big, you know, big high ups and then big lows, and then hopefully we can have high, you know, big highs again, you know, the same way. And that's definitely the goal. So on my side, there's a lot that I'm really excited to do with you guys. The one thing that I love about, you know, being indie is that we get to be creative. We get to have so many silly adventures, fun times. Me graduating, and then, you know, Zaion did her best too, you know, in her own way. But yeah, there will be a lot more fun times, and I'll do my best for that personally. Thank you guys.